one of the name in the Allah seed in the Quran for himself is watcher over his creation. Allah is a watcher over his creation. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also called himself Shaheed. Shaheed means that he is a witness over everything. And that is a belief that we can always emphasize in our lives. If Allah is watching us, then we always do good and not to do evil. Example, people working in a factory or in a company, and when they put the CCTV, everyone is going to work perfectly. Everyone is going to work very good, and they don't do any evil because they are watching by the CCTV. But for a believer, there is no importance of CCTV. There is no importance of the people seeing or not seeing, but they always do good because they believe that Allah is watching us. Allah is watching us, so we need to do good and not to do evil. We are here in this world to do good and not to do evil. And if we do in this world good, then we can go to paradise. In Jannah, we do evil, we will go to hellfire. Now, if you are alone and you can do all evils because nobody is watching you, but you must remember that Allah is watching you and Allah is seeing you. And Allah can account you for this on the Day of Judgment. So that is called the conscience of Allah. That is called the conscience of Allah, that you have a fearing of Allah, that I have no one to watch me, but Allah is watching me. And I must do good because Allah is watching me and Allah will account me for that on the Day of Judgment. The Day of Judgment, which is the day after our next life, and that will be equal to 50,000 years. And our this life is just like 3 minutes compared to the Day of Judgment. So always remember that Allah is watching us and Allah will account you for Day of Judgment for whatever evil we do. That's why we do always good and not to do evil. May Allah guide us, may Allah forgive us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, do not worship Shaitan, he is open enemy to you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَنِعْبُدُونِ هَذَا الصِّرَاطُ الْمُسْتَقِيمُ, and worship me, be my slave. That is a straight way. Our life is running out of time. We are going towards our death. It's like just like a travel and your stop come and you will go. Or the world is like a stage, as said by the William Shakespeare. You come here and you perform, then you go. And what is the important thing is to always conscious of Allah, that Allah is watching me and I will not be following Shaitan, but I will follow the commands of Allah. This life is very small life compared to our next life, which is forever, which is for millions of years. Only in the Day of Judgment, which is 50,000 years, our life is just like a 3 minutes. And we need to do good for these 3 minutes. Then we can go to the Jannah of Allah, the paradise of Allah in the next life. Always remember Allah. Always fear of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all the prophets as Nazir. Nazir means the one who warned. So they come here to warn us that there is a big day is coming, the Day of Judgment. And that day you will go to paradise or you will go to hellfire. So remember, is the prophets come here to warn us. And if you follow the commandments of Allah, then they are also Bashir. The prophets are Bashir. Bashir means giving the good news. And the Prophet Allah called them also, to Prophet Muhammad also Allah called Shahid. He witnessed that if you disobey Allah, you follow the way of Shaitan, then they will witness against us on the Day of Judgment. Then Allah can also make witness against people who did not follow the way of Allah. There is only way going to paradise, and all the rest of the way are going to the way of hellfire. So, way of Allah is to follow the commandments of Allah, pray 5 times a day, fast in the month of Ramadan, give charity to the poor for the sake of Allah, speak the truth, don't to lie, honor your word, don't break your promise, be honest with the people and not to cheat people, not to hurt people, be kind and not to be cruel, don't backbite people or don't slander people or don't make injustice, and always give rights to everyone, to rights to our parents, to our wives, to our children, our relatives, our friends, neighbors, and all human beings, and even to the animals, even to the environment. So these are the list of the good, and there are the list of the bad things. Go to the good commandments of Allah, the commandments of Allah which are good, and don't go to the disobedience of Allah which is bad. May Allah guide us. Subhanallah, subhanallah, azim.